All right, folks, welcome to another edition of From the Bottom Up. And this one is one of my favorite albums of all time, I must say. Definitely my favorite Black Sabbath album. We are talking none other than Heaven and Hell. And this album came out in April the 18th in 1980. Peaked at number 28, and it has since gone platinum on the Warner Brothers label. And at this point in time, it was the ninth Black Sabbath album released studio wise, and it also was the first with none other than Ronnie James Dio. And this is the only Black Sabbath album with Ronnie James Dio where he recorded it with the original Black Sabbath lineup featuring Bill Ward on drums, Tony Iommi on guitar, and of course Geezer Butler on bass. Um, and I must also add on this album, Jeff Nichols played keyboards as well. Um, Yeah, this one was a tough one to rank. So many great songs on here. I mean, every song on this one is a treasure. And I know a lot of people are probably not going to like the order that I have these in, but songs mean different things to different people. And I discovered Ronnie James Dio, way back. I basically started getting into him when his solo band hit with the Holy Diver album and The Last in Line. And then I went back from there and seen what he made before that. And that's how I got into the Sabbath and the Rainbow and Elf and all that good stuff. Man, what a great career the guy had. We just can't say enough about him. But we are going to talk here about these songs, and we're going to rank them in order from the bottom up, starting with there's 8 tracks total. Number 8, Lonely is the Word. And this is the one I'm probably going to get a lot of slack on. I've seen so many reviews and so many people mentioning how much they love this song. And for me, I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it. I just don't love it. And I've tried getting into it more than to see if I can get it that. But this is just a little too bluesy for me. And that's what they always say. This song is kind of reminds people of old school Sabbath with Ozzy. And this actually is drummer Bill Ward. He doesn't remember recording this album too good, but going back through time, he mentions this is one of the few songs that he likes, his favorite for sure out of the whole 8 tracks on the album. He was not a fan of the direction the band was going in, therefore, that's why his take on this one is. But number 8, Lonely is the Word. We're going to go down to number 7, and we're going to talk Walk Away, which is a solid song, a good song, no doubt. It's one of 2 songs that were never played live off this album. And that's you know, it's a solid song. I like it a little bit better than Lonely is the Word, and that's where I've got it at 7. 6. We're gonna go down to Wishing Well, which is another fast-paced tune featuring the powerful vocals of Ronnie James Dio, and man, what a riff from Tony Iommi here. And this was also the other song that the band decided never to play live. So those are the two, knock them out of the way quick here. They're good songs. That's about all I can say. Pretty much from this point forward, though, this is where I feel the album really, really got harder to rank and each song. And yeah, we're gonna go with number 5. We are talking about Lady Evil, which this is actually the first song that I ever heard from this album, oddly enough. Our radio station would play this one. And yeah, a really good, decent song. It's catches your attention. It's got that prodding guitar, that bass there, man. Just a great, solid song. I really like this one all the way through, and this is definitely one of the highlights for me on this album. Number 4, yeah, I was surprised this song was this. I figured it'd be one of my top 2 or 3 on this one. But the songs above it, I just like more. But here we go. Number 4, folks. We're talking Neon Nights, which is just a classic, a true classic. I simply love this song. Yeah, I simply love this song. It was the last song written for the album. And oddly enough, it's the shortest, and it's the best one to kick off the album, though. It starts it off nice, fast paced. Iommi's chugging guitar at the forefront, and kind of reminiscent, to Paranoid in a way, the way the song goes with that prodding guitar riff there. Just a great song. Always love this one. Got to see him perform it a few times. Once as Black Sabbath, and I did get to see him as Heaven and Hell. And Ronnie's played it solo throughout the years as well. So it's definitely one of those great songs that you know everybody knows. Definitely a great song and a great way to kick off the album. Number three, this was tough, and I've got Heaven and Hell. I've got the title track. As much as I love this song, I just found out there's two songs I love just a smidge more. And with this one, though, you can't go wrong naming it your number one. So if you have it as your number one, I'm not going to hold it against you, even if you got it at number two. You know, uh, you know, title track. You know, it's the name that the band changed their name to back in 2007 when they went out on the road. And because they wanted to be distance themselves finally from the Black Sabbath name, with a new album coming out and everything. And that's what a lot of people say. They always felt that the band should have used a different name when they first got together. But you think about it. It was the three original members of Black Sabbath and Ronnie James Dio. So I'm not sure if that was a record company thing, but definitely can't blame them. So Heaven and Hell is the longest song on the album, and it's the one that Ronnie felt needed to write his lyrics here. Um, he felt that the ability of each human being to choose between doing good and evil, essentially, and basically that each person has heaven and hell inside themselves. And this guy, man, what a great lyricist. Obviously he did all the lyrics here, and oddly enough, that many people probably don't know, Black Sabbath before Ronnie came in the band. Geezer Butler handled all the lyrics. Interesting, that many people don't know that. They know the name Black Sabbath, they know the songs, but some of them never knew that Geezer Butler was the main lyricist. True fans knew, but there's many out there who don't. And that's an interesting fact I figure I'd throw out there for you guys. All right, so you want to ask me what's better than Heaven and Hell? Well, in my estimation, my number two is, and that's going to be Die Young. Starts off with a keyboard introduction there before Iommi comes in with some tasty guitar work, and then the song just explodes. Yeah, perhaps the most overlooked song on the album. I feel, you don't hear a lot of people talking about this one too much. You don't hear it on the radio much anymore. But you do hear many of these other ones on the radio. But Die Young, yeah, I've always simply loved Die Young. And the introduction was kind of weird because it kind of reminds me a little bit of the introduction to Seventh Star song called No Stranger to Love, the way it kind of has that keyboard intro and then guitar solo by Aomi. I don't know what he was thinking, but it kind of gives you that feeling in a way, the same type of thing. And both those songs are just phenomenal. But yeah, Die Young here at number two. And of course, that's going to leave us with number one, which, Children of the Sea. What can I say? The first time I heard this song, I was in love with it. You know, even no matter how many times you hear it, just a great song. Obviously, the song's melody and lyrics were composed by Ronnie, and the music was written largely by Iommi. And in his memoir, Iommi revealed that he still possessed a recording featuring Osborne singing on an early version of what would become this song, with different lyrics and a totally different melody, obviously. Um, because they started trying to write this album with Ozzy, and then things just fell apart. But that's about the only thing that I guess remains from the Ozzy Osbourne sessions. So, Children of the Sea, yeah, it just kicks off in a fine style, and that's a song Ronnie's always played live, no matter what band he was in, pretty much ever since when he left Sabbath, got fired, however you want to phrase it. The first time, he performed Dio. Dio always performed Children of the Sea. Just a great song, and yeah, my favorite one on here. That's why I got it at number one. All right, let's just give a quick rundown for you guys at home if you're keeping score in case you missed it. Number eight, we got Lonely is the Word. Seven, I've got Walk Away. Six, I've got Wishing Well. Number five, I've got Lady Evil. Four, we've got Neon Nights. Three, we've got Heaven and Hell. Two, we've got Die Young. And number one, Children of the Sea. And that concludes Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Just an all-time classic album, and I'm sure many of you will agree with that one. Leave us your order in the notes. Let us know what song, how you like the songs in your order. I'm sure we'll get a lot of different varying lists here for sure. Until that, we'll see you on the flip side.